Hi everyone and welcome to subtlecook.com. Today we're going to be reviewing 2X Cuisinart GTF Gold Tone Filter. Aside from the sort of espresso beans and taste, you decide for an ideal cup of steaming hot espresso, different angles. For example, picking the best espresso channel matters as well. Metal channels and paper channels are utilized all the time, yet the flavor of the espresso contrasts in both. Metal channels are reusable espresso channels, and they adjust the taste of the espresso on a colossal scale. At the point when you are selecting a modest method for having an incredible mug of espresso, a lasting espresso channel is a decent one-time speculation choice. There are a few kinds of perpetual and reusable channels which are utilized these days. The less expensive alternative is prepared of nylon, and the further one is an affluent, gold tone espresso channel, which is in fashion. Paper channels are dispensable and needn't bother with cleaning. It spares you from the issue of cleansing after your espresso has prepared and consequently spares a lot of support. Being environmental friendly in nature, it can be tossed in fertilizer. As the paper channels don't permit the espresso oils to get in through them, that can adjust the flavor of the espresso, all things considered. Paper channels additionally come in two sorts, faded and unbleached. Crude paper channels may change the character more when contrasted with dyed channels. Out of the numerous changeless channels accessible today, it is difficult to pick the good. We will talk about two of the best lasting channels available in the market. Notwithstanding being classified gold espresso channels, recyclable metal channels not prepared from gold yet are, in reality, simply gold layered now and again. Metal espresso channels are extraordinary for individuals who would prefer not to manage purchasing channels from time to time for their espresso machine. Since the work on this sort of circuit isn't as beautiful as a paper channel, the espresso yielded can be progressively delightful, as it permits a more significant amount of the espresso's essential oils to advance into the cup, like a French press. Gold espresso channels, more often than not, come accessible with an espresso machine, which means you don't have to purchase whatever else to blend, other than espresso obviously. Another motivation behind why reusable metal channels are incredible is on the grounds that they help lessen the measure of paper squanders in landfills when utilized rather than paper channels. To get a decent feeling of how paper channels and changeless channels influence espresso's taste, the most straightforward route is to attempt both with your coffee maker and see which you like. Metal channels will, in general, have somewhat more significant gaps, so the espresso granules can all the more effectively sneak past this sort of channel. Espresso made with metal channels will, in general, be darker in shading, flavor bolder, and might some espresso residue at the base of the glass. Paper channels are usually a lot better, so they trap a more significant amount of the espresso granules. Espresso made with paper channels will, in general, be lighter and more splendid in both shading and taste. It's commonly increasingly translucent contrasted with espresso made with metal channels. Not at all like paper channels, as gold espresso channels are synthetically idled, a property exceptionally prized by espresso fanciers who need nothing to meddle with the virtue of some Java. Since they are idle, gold channels not just enable the full kind of espresso to come through, yet additionally do nothing to diminish or modify espresso's characteristic cell reinforcement properties, which have unique medical advantages. On the off chance that you have never taken a stab at anything other than paper channels, maybe it's an opportunity to give a changeless channel a go to perceive how you like the experience. You may discover you never need to return to paper channels. Some espresso may very well thank you for being much more delectable. The primary lasting espresso channel included on our rundown is the Cuisinart Gold Tone Filter, or referred GTF briefly. It is a present smash hit over the web, and especially on Amazon.com, where it has collected a ton of acclaim. The product is available for $10. The Cuisinart GTF is the favored changeless channel of espresso sweethearts all over the place, since it empowers you to taste the most genuine kind of your crisply made mix, with one client portraying the espresso they made as mind-boggling, livelier, and more splendid than the typical espresso mix. Developed with treated steel with gold plating, the Cuisinart GTF is a most loved somewhat because of its similarity with a not insignificant rundown of espresso creator that accompany 4 cones. The general opinion towards this gold tone espresso channel is that it is a tremendous improvement over paper channels, is good with most espresso creators, is ecologically well disposed, goes on for quite a long time, delivers less waste, and sets aside you cash. This channel is likewise dishwasher safe, making it very simple to clean, because you can simply add it to your heap of dishes. At last, clients of this perpetual espresso channel have noticed that it is a particular distinction in their espresso's flavor when utilizing this channel, taking into consideration an increasingly hearty and mug of espresso. Talking about gold channels, gold simply happens to be a nonpartisan substance, and espresso fans will in general support it for two progressively significant reasons. One explanation is that gold does nothing to pollute the kind of the espresso you will drink, not at all like different elements like paper.